All right, it is time. Let's hit us all with the tier list. Let's go. So I'm only going to rank like relevant archetypes. So if you see me skip something, it's because you're like never going to see it in 1,000 years on the ladder. Um, like we're just going to skip Arcana Force. ABC, you might see it at some point. It's bad. I actually saw Emancipator um, on the ladder in Platinum. It's bad. Both these decks are too easy to disrupt. Both these decks don't have the best inboards. Both these decks just need kind of something else to keep up with the meta. They're too slow. Um, Azamina, it's an engine. One of the most run engines you'll see. I've seen Black Wings a couple times. They're still bad. Exactly the same reasons as these first two. It is because they just cannot keep up. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Bysteel, I actually think I see the Bysteel engine probably less than Azamina now because Malice is kind of gone. Uh, you could play Centurion. I actually almost lost to a Centurion deck on the ladder. It's not horrible, but it does deserve to be down here with the bad decks that can't ladder. Pretty much the same for Chimera, but Chimera might move down to bad depending on what we put in playable. Adventure Engine, probably the least used engine we've ranked so far. Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes is really playable right now. I don't feel like it's good enough to be in good, but it is very fun. You can ladder with it. It's just going to be weaker than everything above it. Cyber Dragon, if it's regular Cyber Dragon, it belongs in bad. If it is Cyber Dragon K9, it is playable. And I put it up there by cent. Like, on its own, horrible. With K9, fun. Like I've been laddering with it. I got to like Diamond 1 with it last season. That was actually pretty fun. Uh Danger, it's an engine. You'll see it even less than the adventure engine. You'll probably never see it if you're new to Master Duel. Not even once. Beansmith, best engine in the game so far that we've ranked. Very, very good. Very, very playable. Um, Dragonmaid is flashable in Draco Tail. You'll probably never see it, but it is flashable. As its own deck, it's bad, but Draco Tail can make Dragonmaid decent. Um, I feel like pure not Dragonmaid, pure Draco Tail is better, so you should just run it at that point. Draco Tail, I'm gonna put as our best deck, and I'm gonna put it as our best deck because it's still giving us the highest amount of community event tops so far and has the highest representation still in a lot of events. It's still at full power essentially. It hasn't lost anything. Um, yeah, that's pretty much what I all I can think of. Oh, K9, definitely the most popular engine right now. Probably a I don't know. I feel like Fiendsmith engine at full power might be better than K9 engine, but K9 engine is kind of busted. I don't know. I'll have to think on that. Dark Worlds aren't relevant. You won't see them. Gears, I've seen like once. I've changed my mind on Gears. Gears are going to be in the bad tier. The deck is just kind of ridiculously easy to beat. I have played it a few times this season, and it just doesn't have it against the current decks in the format. Uh, Eldritch is bad. Um, you're not going to see the Exodia unranked. Just in case, Exodia is bad. Both Deep Draw and the Archetype for it, the Millennium one. Um, you could actually play Fire King and get away with it, and maybe even win off of decks that are higher up than you. I'll put Fire King right there, actually. It's kind of a sleeper deck. You could play D to D, probably right there. Destiny heroes, you're just going to see splashed in like hero builds. They're basically just going to use malicious, or a deck just might use pretty much malicious or the Destiny Fusion engine, if people are even still running that. But you can splash D heroes. You'd never see them played as a pure deck. If you did, it'd just be bad. Gem Knights are playable. I actually got Gem Knight FTK'd, making my way through Platinum. So, I mean, you can play the deck. It's not super great, but it's playable. Dashed Hero is very splashable. You see it all the time still. Probably a little less than Azamina, but more than Byseal. So right there. That deck's not relevant. Branded. Branded is still in great. I do feel like things outclass it. Has potential to move down to good. Rocket Link. Probably like right there behind DDD, but ahead of Chimera. Their new support makes it like possible. I'm actually gonna put Live Tone in bad. Even with the new support, I'm running all over it. Which one has potential to be meta out of Twitch chat is asking which one has the potential to be meta out of the bad tier? Probably Live Twin, but I just don't see it happening. It's just too outclassed. If I had to pick one. Ice Jade and Ice Barrier. Probably like here and bad. Horus as an engine I've been seeing a lot at lower tiers, which is kind of funny. I feel like Horus goes like right there in terms of how often you'll see it, how often it's actually used. Menju's not relevant. BA is not relevant. Not relevant. Not relevant. Not relevant. It's splashable. I put D heroes. I gotta put them. You'll see Cyber Angels only splashed in Drytron, and that's pretty much about it. And you don't see Drytron very much. Cyber stuff being splashed in Malice. You don't see Malice right now that much either. I put it like right here. I don't even see anyone playing Dinos right now. I'd say Dinos are probably kind of bad right now. Put them next to Gears. Invoked engine, it's an engine, and I don't see anyone playing it, even in the Majesta stuff. Drytron, since we mentioned the stuff that gets splashed in it, let's mention Drytron. It's bad right now. It does have the Heralds, which it'll be in the upper tier of bad decks. Yeah, I'll put it right there. Dark Magician, even with the new stuff, Dark Magician is bad. It is so bad. I'm actually gonna go. There you go. Move Black Wings down. Dark Magician's horrible. We already covered Dinomorphia. They're splashable in Dinosaurs, so I guess it goes there. Despia doesn't matter. The only one you see is Alabar. I'm not gonna put in splashable just for branded. Clazy Friends. You see him occasionally. It's technically a splashable type deal. Actually, I feel like this, because I see more people playing that engine than I do Horus. Luna Lights is still a playable going second deck. There's just not a lot of representation for it. You're never going to see anyone playing Galaxy Eyes. Endymion, the same thing as Luna Lights. I feel like it's a little slow in terms of negate decks at this point, but it is there. You know, I'm actually going to move it down because it is kind of much easier to counter now. I'm going to put it under Herald. I feel like I'd rather just helmet up with Herald than Endymion at this point. no one's playing Exo Sisters or For Hire or Glad Beast on the ladder. Some people might be playing anti-meta. Anti-meta is kind of bad right now. I'm gonna put it next to Gears. Heroes, you can always play Darklaw. It's playable. Mitsu variants and decks. Mitsu got hit, but it's still like a thing. It's definitely going in great. Um, we already covered Cyverse. I guess these guys would be Splash 2 along with Cyverse to add Ignister guys, so I'll just put them right there. Um, it's an engine that you will probably almost never see, but you'll still see it more than Adventure. No one's really splashing kaijus anymore, so I'm not even going to put them in the splash. No, no. Labyrinth. Labyrinth is good. I feel like Labyrinth should be in the good tier. The deck is not like super great. You probably won't see much of it out of Diamond or much of it in Diamond, but it is kind of viable still. I'm putting Malice behind Labyrinth and good. I feel like it's going to be really hard to play Malice at this point, but you still technically could. Regenesis, I'm going to put up there too. If you don't want to actually have to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And you just want to turn your brain off and do the same thing over and over again, but still play a deck on the ladder, there's always Regenesis. Minkonko has its going to shenanigans. Very easy to disrupt at this point in the meta, actually. I feel like I put it here, below Chimera, but ahead of Gemini and FTK. What else would you actually... Oh, Memento. Memento is playable. It's like right... I feel like right here, next to Chimera. I think maybe ahead of Chimera, actually. What else? What else? Mermails theoretically could be playable. I guess we're going to be putting heroes here. If we're going to include heroes, we'll include mermails. Man with a Mark has fallen off in representation, but it's still a pretty good deck. I'd put it ahead of Regenesis and Malice, actually. I'd actually put it ahead of Labyrinth. I've actually seen Novellis on the ladder, so I'm going to mention them. They're bad. They're like right here. The deck just doesn't have enough going for it. Orcus has like fallen off in terms of how much I've seen it. It's still good though. Like the deck is not bad. It is really funny to contact away my opponent's Orcus board with Cyber Dragons though. Uh, all pendulums are bad right now. There you go. Rizal is still splashable technically. I saw it on the ladder, but it's like I'm actually gonna put this over. There we go. Reorganize the engine list. Primite's still splashable, and I actually still see it quite a bit. I think it's like the third most splashed engine I see. What else? What else? Oh yeah, occasionally you'll see people splashing Rescue Ace and VS Soul. Not very often, but enough for me to mention it. Ritual Beast are actually playable, and they're actually very decent. I'll put them ahead of Cyber K9, and I'll actually put them ahead of Fire King. It's a good sleeper deck for the format. Resignators. If you had no other deck to play, like, you could just play Resignators. The structure deck for Resignators kind of okay. Salamangreat, if we're being fair to the other Cyverse ones, you'll probably just see the splashed and stuff, but it's also just bad. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in bad. I'm actually gonna put him under Pendulums. Salad is this is an engine. I haven't seen it in forever. I've actually seen all the stuff I'm putting ahead of it more than it. None of those are relevant. None of those are relevant. None of those are relevant. Uh, None of those are relevant. Snake Eyes is kind of coming back with how often it's splashed. I see it about as much as Horus. Yummy. I'm gonna put Yummy in Great. I just feel like it's better than things below it, and mixed with Mitsu, it's just it's pretty decent. It hasn't been hit yet either because it came pre-hit. Um, you can always play Striker. I feel like I'd rather play DDD, but you can always play Sky Striker. Which of these so far is my personal favorite? That's a good question. Let's keep going. I might have an answer for you soon. Sword Soul 10E is bad right now. It's just not good enough. I'll mention it because I occasionally see it. Oh, Therion King Regulus. You're actually going to see this guy splashed in Cyber Dragon K9, which means you won't see him much, but you will see him. Skull Servant's bad, but I love it, so I'm putting it on the list. I am biased. Tier Element shenanigans are still playable. You'll see it occasionally. I'll put it like right over Fire King. I'll put it above Ritual Beast. It's like you could play it, I guess. So many other options, but if you still have that deck from back in the day, you might as well. Uh Tenpei are still side are like splashable. They're like a side engine within the deck, and you will see them quite a bit actually. They just pop up and you're just like, oh, it's this for the 5,000th time. All their cards aren't one, but it's still happening. Vanquishal is the second best deck based on representation, based on community events, tops from when I filmed the tier list. So definitely goes up there. I feel like Draco Tail's still more consistent in some cases. Um Voiceless Voice is bad right now. Just so you know. White Forest has Azamina are always seen splashed together pretty much, so they go together on the list. Um Ubel, even with all of its stuff right now, is bad. I'd put it like one of the better bad decks, so I put it up here. But it's still not very good. Oh, Assault Mode activate even with the new support we just got. Trash, but I'll put it next to Drytron. You could theoretically do. Actually, I'll put it next to Novellas. I'd rather run a Demian for the Assault Mode stuff. The new Radiant archetype is going to be like playable, and I feel like it'll be like here or maybe here, like tied with Blue Eyes. I just don't feel like it's very good on its own. Maybe mixed with something, it's better. Um, that new Doom Z archetype is not going to do anything. I'd rather play assault mode. Alright, let's make sure we didn't miss anything. None of these guys are relevant enough to be really like ranked on the list. Yeah, I think we got everything. So that is your tier list. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree with me. And I will see you next time.